What's up, everyone? I am Brent Gallagher, and I am with Blake Judice. Hello, Blake.
Hey, guys.
Look at that. We have quarantined ourselves off in two separate locations here just to bring you this fun little 10-minute conversation. I thought it was actually be pretty interesting here of going like now, everybody's tuning into their screen. They're investing a little bit more time in Netflix and all their little favorite series that they might as well go ahead and just learn a little bit more about us. So what we're going to do this week here and beyond in this little series is we're going to start to introduce you just to the trainers, get to know them just a little bit more, kind of like what is it like to be a trainer during the quarantine time. We hear about the struggles of people saying, oh my God, I'm falling off the wagon and stuff and everything. And now is a chance to see if the shoe is on the other foot. Our team here at Avenu, are they keeping fit and healthy? Are they maintaining a good healthy diet? Are they getting out for walks? Are they doing the walk and commute? So this is it. This is a chance for you just to sit back and kind of listen and maybe watch them squirm in their seats as we go through this little conversation and stuff. So Blake, you've been with us for
11 years almost. May will be 11.
11 years. And it's crazy. Fun fact about Blake, I've known Blake since he was 8 years old. I think it was 8 or 9 or somewhere around there. But we knew each other back in a small town we both grew up in, just around the corner from each other. I helped out with the coach's soccer team that he was part of. And then here we are now back collaborating. Geez, it's a long time.
It's a long time.
It's longer for you than it is for me. So, all right, we're going to get into it. Here's the questions that we're going to ask you. We're going to ask them all to the trainers. We're going to start off with Blake doing these things. So right now, during this lockdown Corona season, what are you doing to keep yourself healthy?
Definitely a lot of walking. One thing I've really been working on is making sure that I am trying to get off a screen. Everybody knows a part of this Avenu community that we've been doing all this virtual workouts. And it seems like I'm nonstop on a screen because once I get off these Zoom workouts, I get back to my phone to check in with clients, check in with friends, family, and connecting with those people. So, and then, we get home, we get off work, and what are we doing at home? You know what? Probably popping on Netflix, Amazon Prime, and watching something. So it seems like it's just been nonstop on a screen. So I'm making sure that I am setting that phone down, putting the screen away, and going out for walks, and making sure that I change up those walks. So that's also not the same exact walk over and over again. Whether I change the direction I go, I might walk backwards a little bit side to side. People are probably looking at me, making fun of, but hey, it's just moving differently. But that's been one big thing is making sure I plan these scheduled walks throughout my day.
Yeah. I can see prancer sizing down the street. Is it that much? Pink dumbbells and kind of a little bit of a prancer size,
Definitely no pink dumbbells. Definitely no dumbbells, but you might see me, walk a few curbs just to keep my balance work going, right? So I'm like just trying to make it like fun, just to change things up just a little bit and kind of get creative with it.
So I got a question for you. So you're how old?
I am 34.
We have to think about that a little bit here. So that just for those of you watching, it could be a made up number here. But think about this: is you're someone who works out on a regular basis. You work out pretty hard when we're in the gym on an ongoing basis. You push yourself really hard. Now you redefined your workout as a walk. What has that been like psychologically? Because I know there's a lot of guys that are like, dude, I'm not walking. That is not a workout to me. But you're now telling me it can be.
Yeah, it's a little bit more, we like the term as kind of like instead of working out, you're working in. So I'm kind of using that as more of like a working in. I'm just trying to re-energize myself, try to get rid of the stress side of things, kind of clear my mind, so to say. And so that has been, it was a challenge at first because it was something new. Anytime we go through any kind of change, especially as sudden of a change as we've gone through, it can be difficult and you're like, okay, what am I really doing? But I will say over this past month that I've been doing it, I feel pretty good. And there's some little challenges, again, that you can kind of throw into your walks, whether it be, can you walk a curb? Can you jump from one line to the other? There's been challenges. If I've been walking with people, keeping our distance, we'll be like, hey, can you jump from this line to that line? Making it kind of fun, something different. And another little simple challenge is, can I breathe only nasally through my nose and exhale through my nose the entire walk? And I promise you, if you try that, you're walking for 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, give it a try. It's something different, and it's kind of challenging.
No, absolutely. I always tell the girls, it's like we got to make the world our playground, and it sounds like that's what you're doing right now with it too as well. So you talked about you add some little challenges into your walks. I want to know, and I'm sure everybody else here is like, okay, that's great. You're a fitness guy. You know, that, and of course you're going to go outside, and of course you're going to be able to adapt to this new change of pace of things. What have been some struggles for you? What have been some struggles when it does come to working out, to sleep, to food? What, you know, long lines at the grocery stores, you don't have that access to it all. You're ordering out a lot. Like, where are some things that have kind of maybe caused you some hiccups?
Definitely the long lines to get in the grocery stores. That is like one of those things. It's like, golly, you see that line, you're like, man, I could just, if I would have gotten like a bunch more groceries, this would have been so much easier. So that has definitely been one of my struggles. But I think a big struggle, especially at the start of all this, was keeping to a routine, you know, in a normal routine as best as I could. Um, we get so locked into a normal routine, and all of a sudden one day that's taken away from you. And so I think that has probably been the biggest struggle of mine now that I'm kind of really dialing in, now that we've had a month at this, is just trying to keep to the normal routine of, you know, waking up at the same time every morning, and then also trying to get to bed at a good bedtime every single night. I know if I'm, you know, throwing on Netflix a little bit more than normal, I'm through a movie and I'm like, you know what, I've got to finish it. Golly, it's going to put me 30 minutes, 45 minutes past my bedtime. So that's also been a struggle. And then,
Yeah.
you know, also with the healthy eating stuff too, is you've got some things at the house that are like really quick to eat, but we have time to cook. And so there's really no excuse right now. And so that's been one thing, is like force myself to cook some stuff here instead of going for these like quick little fixes.
Yeah. It's almost, if you think back, it's almost like when you were 18, you graduated, you left off to college, and you had that bit of freedom. And it's like mom and dad weren't there to tell you to go to bed on time. Mom and dad were there not to, you know, they weren't there to tell you that, hey, you need to go work out, you got to go to practice, you got to do this. They weren't there to tell you, you know, stop eating, you know, all the crap, you know, and that's where all of a sudden the freshman 15 comes from. So it is almost like we found ourselves back to when it was like to be 18 and a half or 19, whenever it was that you might have left home for the first time and have that little bit of sense of freedom. So
Yeah.
one, thanks for being honest and open about that. And so for the rest of you kind of paying attention to as well, is like we all have our struggles. You know, we're not robots and stuff. I think sometimes people think that trainers are, you know, we live for this. You know, every day that we wake up, you know, we just have endless amounts of energy and we can't wait till we get to the gym. I mean, if you think about it, we live in a gym. Like the last thing we want to do is go to a gym to work out. So like it is like, man, we have freedom away from it all, and it is the one chance for us to pull away. I mean, this is the longest that I've gone, you know, in almost 20 years without actually physically working with someone, you know, in person. So it's a bit of strange, it's a bit off for us. You know, but it is something that we are seeing kind of the light at the end of the tunnel, and we're making our steps here at Avenu to start to prepare the facility for a slow drip of people to start walking back into the door. With that, a little bit of sense of hope that, you know, that Avenu is soon one day going to return. Blake, for you, we're going to leave this in. This is like the mic drop moments here of this whole piece. So there's a lot of pressure onto you on this. So someone right now, as they were on the wagon, they were working out, they were 5 days a week. They were doing everything that Avenu talked about. They knew what their workout style was. They knew how they preferred to work out. They were sleeping 7+ hours a night, you know, every day, worked out, you know, 5 days a week for their 30-minute sessions. They were filling up half their plate with the vegetables. And then all of a sudden, Corona hit and they threw it out the window, and they haven't done it. They've been struggling to do it. They're like yourself. There's been, hey, I have not had anything, no sense of routine. The kids have been off. I've been off. Spouse has been off. Like, world is turned upside down, and I have not had a chance yet to get myself back up. What would you say to that person to simply help them, encourage them to get back on track again?
I think the biggest thing is, you just kind of ran past it real fast there. That last little thing is, I think number one goal is to get back to a routine. Get back to a routine that can feel almost like normal. That was the one thing that we were all stripped of immediately. And so what kind of routine can you set that you can commit to, stay committed to? And again, if you were already exercising, you know, there's no reason to stop, right? It's, you still make that your routine. If you're coming in at 8 in the morning, and you know what, like, still do that, still set that routine, still work out at 8 in the morning. And I would also say, like, move differently every day. So again, maybe your Monday, Wednesday, Fridays right now are some form of full body movement stuff, exercise stuff that you're doing at the house. Maybe those Tuesday and Thursdays is a little bit longer, like that working in that we kind of talked about at the start. You go for a little bit longer walks, and you just kind of like, just get rid of the stress, just walk,
Mm-hmm.
clear your mind, maybe throw in a podcast. You know, you could even keep it simple. Like, again, it's not really exercise, but it's just good for mental health. It's like, read a book, do a puzzle. Like, there's so many things that we can do. right now at this time to kind of take advantage of. Maybe it's learn something new. Maybe it's try new recipes. I would encourage that as well. And then make sure, again, I still go always back to the routine, is get back on a normal routine. And if you have not yet, it's never too late to start. Set a routine and try to stick to it as best you can.
That's it. Words of wisdom from Blake, the 11-year expert here at Avenu Fitness. So we are going to be doing these on a regular basis. So if you're out walking, just like he says, and you're kind of walking along that path and trying to figure out something to do to clear your head, we're going to have many more of these coming ahead. So you can just go ahead and just load them up and let them play one after one after one after one. And then before long, you're going to know the whole team here at Avenu in and out. And one day you might be able to have your chance to hold something that we say in this podcast against it. So tune back in next time. Blake, thank you so much for your time.
Awesome.
And we will see
Thank
y'all
you.
later. See you.
Thanks, guys.